So Gender Enders is about finding your identity, finding yourself, deconstructing the roles that society actually puts on it.
And also to raise awareness for the people to understand that it's not only men and women, there's more.
It aims to fight inequality and discrimination towards LGBTQ plus community.
We are talking about different type of violences and how to perceive these things in society.
For me, the project was all about identities and thinking about identities, rethinking identities. This is very important, and giving some space where we can see things from different perspectives.
Especially the most important part actually from that experience was that we had this space to listen to each other, to understand each other's perspectives and context, and that's, I think, that the most powerful thing.
Well, this is my baby project. I created this project for my master's thesis in gender studies. For some circumstances, we end up applying for it, and it got accepted. And this is the second edition, and I hope there will be a third one.
Yeah, I was invited as a guest trainer for just one day to facilitate some activities around storytelling and help the participants to voice their own stories.
Wow, for me it's really important because now I'm in the time of my life that is like a changing process. I really feel that now I'm discovering myself. I'm really finding who I am. And this came in the perfect moment of my life, actually.
Yeah, this project just came in the right moment. It's very important for me to actually discover. And also, I think it's very important for me to be open-minded. I have to admit that in my country, we used to ladyboy and tomboy. It's only two. But actually, there's more than that. Like, I've been learning about drag queens, drag kings, and also like all the gender spectrum.
And I want to add, because of the situation with homosexuals and with LGBT community in Poland, for me it was really important to get here and to acknowledge the topic better.
So I have a 11-year-old son, so I need equal, fair world for him. So this is something that I have to fight for. At least I have to try my best to change the world in a way that will be better for me, for others, for my child, for other children.
So personally, as a non-binary person, I think these topics are really relevant because not a lot of people understand gender, and gender out of the binary spectrum mainly, because everybody knows men, women, but they don't really understand that there's a lot more than just that on gender, because there's no education on these topics. So it's important to have courses and things that try to teach this.
It's important how I can share my opinion with others, how I can learn new perspectives of the life and of this topic, and maybe I can use it at home in Hungary, which is not the best country in this topic.
Well, I participated in many Erasmus Plus projects, but this is the first one where I found a safe space. Like the people, the organizers, everyone basically contributed their best to create this space where we could share our opinions, talk about our identities and stuff. This is very important that the Erasmus Plus also started organizing such kind of activities, because there are so many young people around the world. This is the group and the topic which is not discussed in many countries. There are people from Western European countries where in most of the countries there are this marriage equality, for years already, and there are Eastern European countries where the homophobia is still one of the most important social problems, and where LGBTQI people can't show up in public. And like meeting these two perspectives, and like I think this is very important to share this perspective among these generations, that the Western people living in the West countries should be aware and should be empathetic towards what's happening in the East. I think that the people living in the East also need to see in real life what we are fighting for at some point, and also to see the solidarity from other people and to get the energy.
For me, as a transgender, non-binary person, it's very important because I was questioning my own gender for many years. For many years, I was looking for projects, and not only for projects, but mostly for a community of people with whom I can feel myself and I can discuss the gender issues, pronouns, and all the social issues that we're getting through, those who question their gender identity in our society and try to get out of the binary system. So I'm so happy that this type of projects exist and that I'm here.
I enjoyed the diversity of the group. It was very interesting.
Wow, facilitating. Because before this project, I did another Erasmus Plus, thanks to that, in Poland. So I gained a lot of knowledge about facilitation. And I arrived here, boom. I use all the knowledge that I have gained from Poland.
Also, it's nice to compare the different backgrounds, in the sense that some countries have different gender perspectives, obviously. For example, we can compare different laws that we have in our countries. So it's really interesting to do this intercultural exchange in general.
For me, it's very emotional that I spent a long time in my room creating these methods, and when it works, when people enjoy it, when people learn, when people fully feel it, and we create this safe space.
And yeah, I liked the most the part when we were working on storytelling process, like a formula how story should be built to be nice to listen and interesting and to go to people's hearts.
I like a lot that, like I said, I've been exposed to a very saturated environment of LGBTQ+, because I've never been before, and there's only so much you can learn from information online or elsewhere. I've sold my entire soul to non-formal education, and Erasmus Plus projects have probably played the biggest role in shaping the person who I am today. I don't think there's another factor who has had I'm not afraid to say it, even a remotely close impact to Erasmus Plus projects and non-formal education. I was racist, I was a homophobe, I was a narrow-minded person. I lived in this own bubble of mine with the confidence of Napoleon that I knew everything in the world. And it was so far from the reality. And I'm so glad and so thankful to Erasmus projects for being where I'm right now and the person who I've become. Because I like the person I've become, and I like the direction where I'm heading.
So of course it changed my life. It gave me opportunities, and also it kind of grade my CV. And yeah, and the most important thing is to meet people and to see other opportunities, not only the traditional way of working.
It did opening a lot of my mind. Everyone has their own needs. That's one of the most important things that I learned. We all have different backgrounds, and this is what makes us special, different, who we are. The beauty of sharing, different cultures, different thoughts.
Erasmus Plus changed my life, completely. Mainly in one project that I was in Glasgow. I It's when I started doing drag. Doing drag, I was able to understand my gender, and it was through that experience and through the next experiences that I was able to do, because I learned what drag is, and I learned to do it with a support system there in Glasgow, in a safe space as well, because Erasmus Plus, when you do these exchanges, the good thing is that you have a safe space where to express yourself.
My first project, the Erasmus Plus project, was in 2014, I guess. It was an international event, and at that time I was not out yet. And there was one Italian boy participated in the project who was so free, like he was expressing himself with all the ways and the means I did actually at that night with the drag, at the drag night, you know, when we had the drag king night. And that was the first time I saw like the openly gay person who was playing with gender and the gender expression, etc. And he received so much positive feedback from other people. A couple of years passed since then, and now I'm in this position, you know. Now I see it as a continuous process. Probably now there was someone who just looked at me, thought the same, and then they will do the same or think about this probably more or less same couple of years later. So it's a chain of events connecting with each other, and it's very interesting to reflect and to think about all those things.
It's actually absolutely changed my life, because to the previous project where I participated, I met with the love of my life. So, and he's my boyfriend, and I'm so happy for that. But in general, it made me more open-minded for the world, and more brave to express myself, more brave to teach and talk about those things.
It changed my way of learning, first of all. When I discovered this non-formal education in international environments, I learned a new way of learning. That was the main idea, and afterwards this is what I want to do. So it changed my vocation.
So I was living in Spain 1 year, and it was so amazing. Like I like being abroad. I like getting to know new people, new perspectives, get to know their lives, all those emotions. So I think I'm going to join the next project.
Because it makes you realize also sometimes how much you have, and people who are coming from some other countries would also underline how hard it is, and then you feel like I'm actually grateful for the thing. So it's nice to learn from them as well. So
it changed my life, because now I have friends all over the Europe. I'm connected with everyone, and I know where my people are, and especially because in Erasmus Plus I feel like people who come here, we share the same values. So there are a lot of things that are easier because I don't need to explain so much. So like acceptance and safe space and open-mindedness, and this was something that I was looking for years and years and years.
Hope. Hope and believe that whatever you feel, whatever you are doing, you are not alone. Like, you are not alone. Since I'm a minority in this country, and I know I'm not alone, and it is okay to ask for help. I wouldn't say don't be afraid. You can be afraid, but bring the courage and just get out of that, and you will have a lot of people that you couldn't imagine that want to help you.
I would encourage younger generation to take an uncomfortable step, an uncertain step forward, because at the end of the day, that's what it takes. And I would also like to encourage them to be rational, because sometimes emotions tend to get the best of us, and we make decisions that may not be into the best interest of ourselves.
I would say that do not listen that much to the gender stereotypes and and the boxes you've been put all your life, and try to experience life more freely and try to, I don't know, live your life at the fullest and don't stay in that box, and you're gonna meet great people.
My advice would be to take the risk to go out of your comfort zone, because even if it's hard, even if it's difficult, and even especially in the beginning, when you go out of your comfort zone, for the first time, many emotions are coming and difficulties, and it's not easy at all. But then when you do it, you just go more deep in yourself, you just discover so many things that you like. This is going to help you to enjoy more life, because you will discover many things that you like, and if you discover things that you like, you will enjoy doing them.
Use all the opportunities. Try to look at the things from different perspectives, because even myself, it is hard. It's not a one-time job you do. It's the process. And the most important thing is to enjoy with the process. Life it's a continuous process. Everything is process. So the key is to enjoy the process and not aim for the final result.
I would advise to them to apply, go and do it. We have to use our time because it's very important, and I regret I didn't do it before.
For my younger self would be trust yourself, you're doing fine, it gets better. And for the future generation, the same, because we all need compassion for ourselves.
Don't be so hard with yourself. No, because I'm always punishing myself for my decision. I don't know if I'm going left or right. If I'm going right, I'm always like, oh, why not left? Come on. And then I am thinking about it every day, every night. So it's bullshit. It's not worth it.
It's not worth
really
thinking, basically. I don't know, being hard on yourself is not right at this point. And also, regarding the programs, I think people have so many possibilities to go on projects. I hear, for example, people coming here 18, 19 years old. I didn't do it then. I really regret because I didn't know about it. And we're just starting and we are older. So now we have to use the time we have. But for the youngers, I would do this all the time.
Time is ticking.
Yes.
So even though I might have made some, and actually a lot of mistakes in my life, I would say to younger myself that just keep going, be yourself, and I'm proud of you.
I think the most difficult art in life is to love yourself, and not in an egocentric way, but to really understand yourself profoundly. So for this you need to explore yourself, to know yourself deeply, then connect with all your parts, good and bad, accept them, love them, and take care of them. And this is a journey. I don't say that I already reached this point. We are still in a non-stop journey. But when you are walking this path, the more you know yourself, the more you love yourself, the more connected you are with yourself and authentic, the easier life gets. You need to be connected with yourself, and I think this is the most challenging part in our life, because we are not taught from early age to be connected to ourselves, and all our formal education is a little bit about disconnection, just brain apart, body apart, soul apart, everything apart. If people can do it, or at least have a courage to take this ride, to start this journey, I think life will be beautiful. And this is a advice that I would give to myself as a younger person, to love myself more.
I guess that's it for the vlog. If you see any Erasmus Plus opportunities, apply. You will regret you didn't apply, not because you applied. So apply, go for it, enjoy it, tell your stories. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye! This is so powerful.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Bitch.
Da-da-dee-da.